Hi, so it's the end of day 2. It has been Shabbat all day today, and I had a really lovely day going to a friend Tasha for lunch with Rebecca and Mickey and some of Tasha's family. And it's a nice Shoma Shabbat lunch. We had no phones, no TV, just a lovely conversation, really yummy food. It was so hot though, and actually I realised I haven't really packed many Shabbat friendly clothes. I was like trying on a million dresses, and they were too casual, or they were off the shoulder, or too short, and I was in such a fluster, and so I basically had to wear what I wore last night. And then I was like marching down Dizengoff Street, like a half an hour march in the blazing sun, and by the time I got there I was literally like, nobody touch me, I'm disgusting. But everyone was like, no, we're all the same, don't worry, and the air conditioning's on a timer, so don't worry, you'll cool down. So that was funny. And then everyone was casual anyway, and you didn't need to have your shoulders covered, and I don't know, it's just, you got to learn these things, got to work it out. I didn't want to be disrespectful. And then we hung around. They have a gorgeous little girl who's 2 years old who was just hysterical, and just such lovely entertainment. And we just chit-chatted till about 4, and then Rebecca and I went for a lovely walk along the beach, all the way back to our flat. And I had tea, and then I literally, Saturday night, my first sort of night on my own, I didn't really know what to do, to be honest, but I just kind of went out. I've walked to down Basel Street. It's a really lovely area. I found a cool little restaurant, bar, sat outside, had some dinner, had a glass of wine, and couldn't be happier really. I mean, it does feel like I'm on holiday, and tomorrow the paperwork's going to start and all the faff. But I've just had a really lovely couple of days, really lovely entry into my new life in Tel Aviv. I really should say that, my first 2 days I've been here, I've just been really wonderfully welcomed by people who I actually don't know very well. I mean, Rebecca I've known since I was 5, but Mickey and Emma and Tasha and Sam have been so nice. And these people we went through for dinner last night, Rebecca and Joel, everyone's just been so welcoming, and Ruchi, my housemate, really, and I've really been very lucky, and I think that's something that I can only get here in Israel and Tel Aviv, that people who you don't know that well are just welcoming to you because they've all been through this before, and they understand what it's like to come on your own and to not really know what to do, or many people necessarily. And I just feel really very lucky that this is where I am, and that these are the people who I kind of know and who are like going to be my friends. So I just want to say that. And then also cockroaches, so they had to spray the flats, because you have to spray it once a year to get rid of cockroaches. So that was done just before I arrived, and then now they're all kind of like dying, and then just like you find them. So I hadn't even noticed, but there's like a dead one next to the fridge, or like on its back with its little feet in the air. And so Ruchi and I were discussing it, and she was like, so how are you with cleaning up roaches? I was like, not good. How are you? She's like, not good. So we're like, what are we going to do? Because apparently Rebecca is okay at it. And so we're like, well, we can't wait for Rebecca to come back, because she's gone back to Jerusalem now, and what are we going to do? So we just said, let's just leave it and see what happens. And then in the end, we talked it through a bit more and really got down to like the nitty gritty. And she said she could not pick up a dustpan to, be that near to it. And I said, I just can't bear the thought of like brushing it with a brush and touching its body. And so she said, okay, well, I'll brush it onto the dustpan and leave it there. And then I was like, okay, great. And then I will pick up the dustpan and chuck it out the window. So that will be tomorrow, part of tomorrow's adventure, cockroaches. So that is definitely something new to get used to. Ruchi is from New York, and they have cockroaches there. I am from London, and we do not have cockroaches. Mice I can deal with. I've learned how to deal with mice. This is a whole new ballpark. Okay, that is all, and I will update you more on the dead cockroach situation, when it happens.